Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the program. Now, the snow is piling up outside, and the forecast does call for, well, weeks of shitty seasonal tunes, but we got you covered. The Cure's right here, my friends, so go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, because it is John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Gary Moore. So many roads. Oh.
So many trains to ride. So many roads. So many trains to ride. You know I gotta find my baby. Whoa, before I'll be satisfied. I was standing at the station when I heard that whistle blow. Standing at the station when I heard that whistle blow. You know, I thought it was a streamline. Whoa, it was being old. Well, you know, I miss my baby, and I miss her lying by my side. I miss her lying by my side. You know, she gave me the kind of love that always kept me satisfied. It was a mean old farmer and a cruel, cruel old engineer. He was a mean old farmer, yes, cruel old engineer. You know he got to my baby. Whoa, let me standing here. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh shit. There you have it. John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Gary Moore. So Many Roads, 2008, I believe it was. Montreux Jazz Festival. Oh shit. You watch these things 4, 5, 6, 10 different times before recording these things, and it just still hits you. Amazing. Simply amazing. So anyway, if you're not that familiar with John Mayall, don't feel bad. Most of us would quickly exhaust the phone a friend option on any real decent John Mayall trivia contest. And as the man said himself in 2013, some 50 years after his career began, he said, "I've never had a hit record. I've never won a Grammy. Rolling Stone has never done a piece about me, and I'm still an underground performer." And that is a kind of a shocking and a perhaps cruel twist of fate, considering that the number of people he has helped achieve greater success than his own, that he has never been featured, in Rolling Stone. He's never won a Grammy. Those sorts of things, again, does seem to be kind of a cruel twist of fate. John Mayall was born in England near his father's favorite pub, which is always a good thing, November 29th, 1933. And from an early age, like most good people, he was drawn to the blues. A self-taught singer, guitarist, harmonica player, and piano player, Mayall formed his first band, the Powerhouse Four while in art college and after serving a mandatory stint in the British Army. You know, we've mentioned an awful lot of early band names on this channel, but I think Powerhouse 4 may be the best one we've heard yet. And in 1962, at the age of 29, John Mayall became a member of the Blues Syndicate, which was modeled after Alex Corner's Blues Incorporated. So if you thought those sound a little familiar, well, now you know why. Now, both bands played a mix of kind of jazz and the blues. And looking back, it's kind of amazing that one management company didn't decide to sue another. Probably wouldn't last that long these days. Now, splitting his time as a part-time musician and a full-time art designer, John Mayall moved to London in 1963 and became a full-time musician at the urging of Alex Corner. Now called the Blues Breakers, the band backed up John Lee Hooker on his tour of England in 1964. And a recording contract with Decca Records soon followed. A performance at Kluk's Clique, that's right, a jazz and R&B club in northwest London, was recorded and released, as was a studio single called Crocodile Walk. Now, apparently, neither one of those sold, but Decca Records, determined to support their artist, tore up the contract and threw John and the guys out of the building. But as bad as that was, things were starting to look up, because in April 1965, God was about to arrive. Well, at least for a little while anyway. And of course, no doubt this is the part of the story that you're more familiar with. Eric Clapton joined the Blues Breakers in 1965 looking for, I guess, something just a bit more authentic. But 4 months later, Eric, as he has been known to do, decided to change plans and tour Greece with, I guess, a group of amateur musicians and calling themselves the Glands. Not exactly the Powerhouse Four. Now, John Mayall, now needing a new guitar player, decided to fill Eric's spot with Peter Green. Not bad. He also then fired John McVie and hired Jack Bruce to be the band's bass player. Now, all of this player movement couldn't have made the Blues Breakers HR department very happy, but man, give John his due. The man could spot talent, no question about it. And when Clapton did return from Greece, everything went back to normal. Eric got his job back, as did John McVie, and Jack Bruce went on to play with the Grand Bond organization. The result then was the album Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, which was released in July 1966, and that signaled really great times ahead for John Mayall and the band. One problem. Just a month before, in June 1966, it was reported that Eric had agreed to join Bruce and Ginger Baker to form Cream. Now, John knew nothing about this. Eric apparently was a little embarrassed, but it seems that at the end of the day, everyone was pretty cool about the whole arrangement, which is nice. So anyway, Peter Green came back to the band for a year, and then he left to form Fleetwood Mac. Then he was replaced by then 19 or 18-year-old Mick Taylor, who, of course, left in 69 to join the Rolling Stones. And I got to thinking that, minus the attraction, the courting, the sex, the acceptance, and the betrayal, those 4 or 5 years in the history of the Blues Breakers really does seem to be the perfect Fleetwood Mac origin story, now doesn't it? Like the same band all of a sudden. Straighten myself up there again. And that, that John Mayall is often credited with helping develop the English style of the Chicago blues, which of course ended up bringing the blues back to the United States, really is fitting, because I think John Mayall is kind of like the English Muddy Waters, and not in the manner of the number of say hits that John Mayall had is akin to the number of hits that Muddy Waters had. No, that's not close, but I think they're similar in the guidance that both artists provided to young musicians. And John Mayall was a band leader. He wrote music and went looking for musicians to bring his visions to life. And I think Muddy did a lot of that as well. And though John never really achieved the commercial success of many of the musicians that he hired, his dedication to keeping the blues alive was a major influence on the explosion of rock music in the late 60s and the 1970s. So credit to him for that as well. John Mayall passed away at the age of 90 on July 22nd, 2024. Recalling his old friend, Eric Clapton said, "He was my mentor. And as a surrogate father, too, he taught me all I really needed to know. And he gave me the courage and the enthusiasm to express myself without fear and without limit." That's some pretty cool shit, man. And of course, if you're interested in learning more about the John Mayall story, you might want to check out, especially if you're really kind of more of a music nerd, John Mayall, The Blues Crusader. And this book really has a really extensive detail about every band John Mayall put together and the recordings that he made. So if you really want to get into the weeds, that might be the one for you. If you're looking for a more general history, you can look at his autobiography called Blues from Laurel Canyon, My Life as a Bluesman. So a couple recommendations there for you. Either way, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and like I said at the beginning, man, just stick with us. We'll get you through this season of traditionally just terrible music, man. Either way, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Take care.